What's up, guys? And you know what season it is? No, not the holiday season. It's duck season. That's right. This is the time of year you're allowed to go hunt some ducks if you want. I hunt them at the supermarket, and we're going to make duck for dinner. It's delicious. Have you ever made duck? It's not hard. Let's do it together. This is Cooking with Lang. Let's go. Today we are making duck. These are duck breasts, and if you see them, they have this layer of fat on top, and the meat underneath. It's not a ton of it. It's pretty small. The one thing about duck breast is when you cook it, you want it to be medium rare. It's not like chicken. You don't want to cook it to 165 degrees. You want this to be medium rare, pink in the middle. And to do that, we're gonna have to do one little trick to get these guys ready. There's a lot of fat underneath this skin. It tastes delicious, but we can't cook it with all that fat in there. So we're gonna do something to help us get that fat out from under the skin. The trick to getting these duck breasts ready is a sharp knife, and we're gonna score the skin. So all this fat's underneath there. I've already done this one. I'm gonna make little cuts through the skin. You don't wanna get down into the muscle down there, the meat. So just cut through the fat, cut through the skin, and this gives the fat a place to run out in the pan. And it's gonna let the heat get up into the muscle. All right, I've done salt and pepper on both sides of these breasts, and you want to get the seasoning in all those little cuts. And now I'm going into a cold, non-stick skillet, skin side down. And this is gonna cook probably 85% of the time, skin side down. At the very end, we'll flip it over. Now I'm gonna go to the stove. We're gonna put this on medium heat. Doesn't need to be that hot. And we're gonna just let the slow heat do its work and let that fat start to come out. In the meantime, I'm gonna make some sides for dinner and get ready to go. It's been a little more than 5 minutes, and you can see already how much fat is rendered out of these guys. Still on medium heat, it's kind of bubbling away here. You don't want it to get too much fat in the pan because then you're just frying it. So one thing I like to do when I'm cooking duck is pour off some of this fat, and I want to save it because duck fat is awesome. People pay a lot of money for it, and you can use it next time you make roasted potatoes or lots of different applications. So I'm pouring off as much as I can into this little ramekin. And then I'm just gonna wipe the side of this off so it doesn't burn. Then back on the heat. It's been about 15 minutes, and you can see I've accumulated a couple tablespoons of awesome duck fat, but I think these guys are ready to flip. Let's take a look at the bottom. There's that crispy skin, I promise you. So these guys are, you can see also where it's cooking up the side a little bit, so it's starting to cook through. So we're gonna turn these over now on the meat side. We'll put it over here where a little bit of the fat is. Kind of let the pan do some of the work for me so it's all touching. I'm gonna turn it up to about medium high. Cook it here for maybe 2 to 3 minutes, and we're gonna be done. Duck is done, it's resting here. You see a little bit of the liquid's kind of coming out of it. If we cut into it right away when it comes off that pan, you're gonna lose 3 times that amount of liquid. So let it rest a little bit, let it chill out before we cut it. In the meantime, sides. What goes with duck? I treat duck kind of like I treat a steak. So potatoes are an awesome side with this. I made some lentils, which I made in a video a couple months ago. You can look it up. Lentils go great with this. A big green salad's great with this. I just think about it like any other kind of hearty protein. You know, it's got a lot of flavor, stands up to other things. You can even make a quick red wine pan sauce. Google it, you can find 100 recipes for it. Anything with a lot of flavor goes really good with duck. So you see this liquid we have left on the cutting board. It's not blood, it's just proteins and stuff. It's gonna taste amazing. So I have this cutting board with a rim around it. It's gonna catch this liquid. I'm gonna pour it back over the duck when it's on the plate. That's my sauce. So here's one of these breasts. The one thing I found, you can see the skin, how crispy this is. One trick I found to cutting it is when it's time to cut it, flip it over. So let's go right in here. Look at that, pink in the middle, crispy skin there. I'm gonna cut a slice of it for me. And I'm just gonna eat it right here. I might even dip it in. Oh, it's so good. I haven't had duck in a while, and it's so good. It tastes like steak. When you're eating steak, that fat has so much flavor. The salt on the outside, you get the crispy, crunchy skin. I love duck. Hopefully you like duck too. If you don't, try it. It's awesome. We made duck 20 minutes start to finish. You can make duck at home. This is Cookman Lang. Let's cook together.